Hello, I'm Aditi Dubey, and today we are going to talk about journeys. Not the kind measured in kilometers or passport stamps, but the quieter, invisible journeys of health, identity, and survival. This is a story about migration and cancer. Europe, especially countries like Germany and France, has long been a destination for people seeking safety, opportunity, or simply a better life. From the Turkish Gastarbeiter of the 1960s to recent refugees from Syria, Afghanistan, and sub Saharan Africa, these communities have shaped the cultural fabric of modern Europe. But they have also brought with them distinct health profiles, shaped by geography, genetics, lifestyle, and crucially access. Let's begin with the data. In Germany, over 20% of the population has a migration background. In France, it's about 10%, with significant communities from North Africa, West Africa, and Middle East. Studies have found that first generation immigrants often arrive with lower cancer rates than native born populations. This is sometimes called the healthy migrant effect. Those who are able to migrate are often healthier than the average person in their country of origin. But this advantage fades. Over time, especially in the second generation, immigrants begin to adopt the host country's lifestyle. Higher fat diets, sedentary routines, tobacco and alcohol use, and increased exposure to urban pollutants and cancer risk rises. Now, here is where it gets more complicated. When immigrant communities do develop cancer, they often face barriers that go far beyond biology. Let's take breast cancer screening in France. While overall participation in mammography is high, women from Maghrebi and sub Saharan backgrounds are significantly less likely to be screened, not because they don't care about their health, but because they may lack information in their language, fear discrimination, or don't understand how to navigate the system. In Germany, Turkish origin women are less likely to attend cervical cancer screening, even when eligible. Language barriers, cultural stigma, and low trust in healthcare providers play a role. And for refugees or undocumented migrants, the situation is even more fragile. Legal limbo means limited access to regular care, delayed diagnosis, and sometimes no treatment at all, unless it's life threatening. Some regions in Germany have piloted electronic health cards for asylum seekers, but implementation is uneven. What about men? In France, men of North African descent show higher rates of stomach and liver cancer, likely due to infections like H. pylori and hepatitis B, common in their countries of origin. But many of these cancers could be prevented or treated early if caught in time. That's where public health policy steps in. Some cities like Berlin, Marseille, and Frankfurt are beginning to build bridges. They are hiring intercultural mediators, creating health materials in Arabic, Turkish, Farsi, and Tigrinya, and training doctors in cultural sensitivity. NGOs play a critical role too, offering mobile clinics, community workshops, and legal aid for undocumented migrants with chronic illness. But more is needed because cancer doesn't just attack the body, it finds the fault lines in our societies. And one of those fault lines is how we treat people who weren't born within our bodies. Health is not a privilege, it's a human right. If Europe wants to reduce its cancer burden, it must reckon with its diversity, not just in identity, but in vulnerability. That means more inclusive research, accessible healthcare, and systems that listen before prescribing. Because behind every statistic is a person, someone's mother, brother, neighbor, navigating cancer in a language that may not be their own. I'm Aditi Dubey, and this was episode 10. Thank you for listening.